Over the last 40 some years, I've spent a lot of days at flying fields, flying just about every kind of RC airplane there is this side of turbines. During those years, I've had a lot of really fun airplanes, met a bunch of nice people, made some good friends, and just had a good time. When I was diagnosed with Alzheimer's several years ago, one of my bucket list items was to fly a Warbird at Joe Nall. With the help of a couple of friends I didn't even know yet, and the folks at Joe Nall, I was invited to fly this plane at Joe Nall. Those same friends wound up giving me this P-47, and I flew it a bunch. Those days at Joe Nall will always be one of my fondest memories of RC flying. It'd be nice to be remembered as the one guy in RC flying that never screwed up, but that's not going to happen. Like most people, I've managed to fly airplanes into the ground without any real reason. Here I show that with 40 years of experience, I managed to crash one of the best flying airframes ever devised. This one's all my fault. Then there was a time I had this foamy P-51 that the motor was dying, things were just falling off of it. I decided it was time to kill this thing. I'd intended to make a few passes with this thing to build up some speed before I crashed it, but the motor kept trying to die while I was flying it. At this point, it was getting where full power was just barely keeping this thing flying, so when I made this pass, I had to quick jerk it around and then tried to land at knife edge. And you can see it didn't like that a whole lot. I thought this would be a merciful end for a plane that turned out to be a piece of crap. Then there was a time that we thought it'd be cool if I took my little Valiant off at a wing on my big Valiant. I thought the little Valiant might be in big trouble here, but it turned out it could handle this way better than I expected. I think the worst crash I ever had came while we were testing a brand new Phoenix Lysander giant scale plane. This turned out to be one of those situations where the plane decided to lose something really important in the air, and from there on out, we're just along for the ride. My first indication that I had a problem was when the plane noses down and goes out of the picture a little bit. It's right here. Then I could see it had a problem. We think that's when the wing let go, that it kicked the wing down. And then after that, I was just trying to time the elevator, get it to land flat so I didn't drill the motor in the ground. But turned out there wasn't much to save. Now that I can see the inside of the wing, I could see that there wasn't any glue anywhere around the wing tube. The wing just tore itself apart. Over the last year or so, I realized that I'm having more and more trouble staying oriented to the plane and keeping my fingers up with what the plane's doing. All the things that used to be so easy for me to do with the plane were getting more and more difficult. And more recently, I was catching myself starting to go the wrong way on the sticks, where I was just losing orientation. This hobby's been a lot of fun for me for well over 40 years, and it's really helped me stave off the effects of Alzheimer's to some degree. I've thought about this a lot, but I keep coming to the same conclusion. I don't want to be the guy that flies a plane into the crowd and crashes it someplace where I shouldn't. A major concern for me is knowing that if I lose control of this plane at the wrong time, it could do something that could impact the club. So there's only one logical thing for me to do, and that's for me to quit flying RC airplanes. I fully intend to go out to the field now and then and visit with my friends. And I'm going to continue on making wing bags for RC planes because I enjoy that work. I'm making this video at the end of a week where I sold all of my RC stuff. A couple of friends bought most of it, and they'll put it to good use so I can go out and watch it fly. Now I can sit back and relax and watch everybody else fly them.